Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So today we're going to work on the 87 S-10. This is one of the vehicles from the old Chevy Land video that I did. If you guys haven't seen that video, go check it out. I'll leave a tag right up here in the corner, and it shows all the vehicles that I inherited from my good buddy that passed away. So today we're going to see if we can get the 87 S-10 up and running. And we might end up changing the whole truck out and then just throwing this motor into one of the better bodies, because this thing's pretty rough. It's pretty rotted. I mean, there's a lot of surface rust, but the other one that I was thinking about changing it out or just putting that motor in is way better than this one. So the bed on this one's smashed. It's pushed over to the driver's side. The dash is toast. The other one, just all around way better truck. But if the engine's no good, then there's no point in even taking it out and put it in the other one. So let's check and see if we can get it to turn over. I know it won't move because the slave cylinder for the clutch is smoked. So if we can get it to turn over and start, then maybe we'll pull it out and put it in the other one, because the other one's a 5-speed truck as well, and it's the same engine. So that is a plus, because then I could just pull this motor, drop it in, don't have to worry about anything else. But this thing will have to, even before I pull the motor, we'll have to change out the radiator, because this thing is just completely smoked. I mean, look at that. I've never seen one rotted like that before. The handle on this thing was sitting out, or the sitting out in the sun. It's super hot. Nice. Come out of there. Ooh. Hopefully I don't got no water in the cylinder. That might have just been inside the valley of where the plug is. Come on. So far, that's the only one that had any moisture on the spark plug, but it wasn't on the element part, the igniter or whatever. Electrode. Come on. Maybe I didn't even break it loose yet. There it goes. Here I am thinking I freaking got it loose. What an idiot. Well, spark plugs look decent. They don't look terrible. Alright, now I'll fill them up with some penetrating oil, let it set for a little bit. We'll get back at it. Alright, so let's see if this thing, been letting it soak, so let's see if it'll break loose or if it's even locked up. Turned over like butter so far. Oh yeah. I think it was just the, I think it's just the water pump.
You got the ratchet on that, or just
No, just the brake lever.
see if you can turn it over with the little frickin' with the ratchet by hand. With your well, you hear that?
Yep. Whoa. All of a sudden it spun real, like, really quick.
Well, then, who's got fucking means the valves are working.
It spins over like way little easy.
Here, let me stick my fingers in these two. Go ahead.
There we go.
Yeah. Should have some wind in the holes.
Yeah, she's good. So now what I'm going to do is hook the green Ford up to it, and we'll check and see if this thing will turn over with the key And then we'll throw the plugs back in there and spray some stuff down the old throttle body and see if we can get this thing to fire off, which would be killer if that'll happen. And then what I'll do is I'll get a water pump for it. We'll change out the water pump, and then we'll have to change out the radiator, and then we'll let this thing run in this truck, and we'll see if I want to actually swap it over and put this motor and the other truck up on the hill. So I got my little helper, my little fat and happy cat Fur. Hi, Fur. She came over to check and see what was going on. Huh? Yeah, that's what I thought. You ready for this, Fur? Probably not. Cool. Spins over nice. We'll throw these plugs back in here, and then we'll hook the plug wires back up. Like I said, spray some stuff, and hopefully she fires. I know it's not the best thing to use, but see what happens. So I went and grabbed another water pump. If you guys can see, it's right here in the where the battery tray is. That was off the red S-10 that's up on the hill. Now we'll just pull this shroud off. Get ready to get this radiator out of here. And we'll probably rob the hoses off that one too. Oops. Well, that didn't work out very good. Blew it apart. Get this out of the way. How much corrosion's on this? Not too much. Definitely not like the Caballero that thing was. You guys seen that? It was pretty bad. Ooh. Come on. Oh, the corrosion in this thing. Crazy. Go grab the other bolt. So I got the water pump prepped. This was off the red S-10 that's up on the top of the hill. There's no head on it, but this was laying there. So there was no thermostat housing because I did break this bolt off. But I got it out, so it saved me 55 bucks because the lower half, if you go to get it at O'Reilly's, is 55 bucks. So saved it, and the only thing I had to go get was a thermostat and a gasket. And I'm waiting on this gasket still. And then the water pump gasket was like $1.64, but you couldn't get it. They had to special order it, so it would have been like 12 bucks or whatever. So I'll just silicone this thing in, and I got to silicone that bolt and that bolt, because those both go into the water jacket and the block. So we'll get those siliconed in, and then just waiting on, like I said, that gasket right there. And then for the transmission, the reason why this thing has no clutch is because it's hard to see, but I'll show you guys in a little bit. That line down there, the hydraulic line, has a big old hole in it, so that would be the reason why this thing has no clutch. So we'll replace it with the other one that's up on the red S-10. Luckily that was there, so we'll go rob that thing off that thing too, and then throw it on, and hopefully we can get this thing fired up either today or tomorrow. I got to figure out if the fuel pump even works on this thing. So let's get this water pump thrown on here, and then we'll go up and rob some parts off the red truck, even though we might throw that motor in the red truck since it's a better body altogether. But let's get this water pump on. All right, so the GoPro died, but we got the water pump on, and the pulley is just sitting there, and then I went and got the gasket for the head to thermostat housing. Let's get that thrown on there. This thing, they get the water pump pulley bolted back on, and then we'll get the fan on there. We'll go up and rob the radiator out of the red S-10, throw that in there. We're gonna use the hoses off that thing. See, I think this truck's in way better condition, way better shape. So we'll grab all the shit. Yeah, there's that belt. Look at that. Don't even have any checks in it. Score. We'll get this freaking radiator out of here. Even though the motor probably is going to end up going in this thing, but yeah, we'll freaking cut these off. Hard to do it one-handed. Hang on, guys. I'm struggling here. Struggling. Stay there. Don't move. Ooh. There's some thick stuff there. We don't want to damage this thing. No, no. There we go. That helped. Cool. Oops. No, we don't want to puncture a hole now. What the heck am I doing? Get into that pocket. Shit. Shoot, dang. Didn't bring no hose clamps, but I mean hose clamps, some of the pliers. be the right radiator. Alright, let's grab our stuff. And we'll head back down to the shop. But yeah, so it should be easy swap. It's got all the wiring here already. It's even got the freaking bolts for the stupid stud mounted or whatever they are for the side post freaking battery terminals, which are dumb. Look at those, everything's the same. Got brake fluid in it. And I think this is already disconnected. Oh, maybe not. I gotta come back up and grab the hydraulic line, the clutch. Now, I'm not going to put any silicone on this thing because you shouldn't have to. And if it leaks, oh well. Enjoying. What the hell is going on? There we go. Oh yeah, that belt ain't gonna last very long. We'll have to throw the new one on. I think it's in gear because there's one roll. All tight. Yep. Change it. The radiator flushed it out, and it's good. So we'll chuck this thing in. Or not chuck it, but we'll set her in here. I had to find the hose clamp for this. I think I know where it's at. What a stupid design. Has to go through that. Okay. I guess it's under enough. There we go. Much better. All right. All right, so we moved the S-10 in the shop, and what we're gonna do is we're just gonna pull the engine and transmission out of it, because the fuel pump in this thing is junk, and this truck is way rougher, like I was saying, than the red one. So what we're gonna do is just pull the engine transmission. I gotta unplug everything, because the other truck is exactly the same. It's got all the wiring harness already in it still. So I just need to pull this transmission out and the engine out. I'm gonna do it all together, hopefully, and then just pull the radiator out again, even though you guys watched me put it in this one. It's unfortunate the fuel pump is out on this, but oh well. I already figured I'd be putting this motor and transmission in the red one, or engine transmission in the red one. So this just makes it a lot easier and makes me actually have to do it now. So that's enough of me yapping away. Let's pull this little 2.5 out, and we'll kick this turd out of the way and roll the red beast in here. I think it'll look better too, especially with some of the wheels I got. If I can find one tire, scrounging around and get stuff done. so that was a little bit of a fight, but it finally came loose. I don't know what we're hanging up though. Starter. But I can't do anything by myself, really. I think it's kind of hit. There we go. Be nice if the old guy was around, but he is not. Get the harness off of here. Oops. I think that's it. Yep. Well, shoot. It's somewhat out. Now I just gotta... All right, well, I didn't record it, but we got the transmission out. Just put the the truck on the lift and put some jack stands underneath, and then we jacked. I just lifted it up, dropped the transmission out, and lowered it down with my jack. Now it's sitting where it's at. So I just gotta get this thing off the lift, and then we'll roll it outside and get ready to go grab the red one. So we got the red S-10 drug down here. Door's got a little bit of damage, but the bed on it is a lot straighter than that other one. There's a little bit of damage here and here in these taillight pockets. A little bit there, but that's nothing. The bed's nice and straight. It's not all wadded up. And that's pretty much it. The rust is just right on the roof, a little bit on top of the fenders, but other than that, a lot straighter pickup. And then this fender, it's pretty much it for damage. I do have another front bumper. Threw it in the back of the Ranger this morning when I left from the house. Just pull this one off, throw that other one on, and then we'll get this block out of here and pressure wash it inside the engine bay real quick, and then we'll get the other engine transmission thrown in this thing. But for right now, I'm going to get the inside of the cab all cleaned up because there's a lot of mouse turds. So yeah, we'll get this all cleaned up. Yeah, like I was saying, see how the dash is and all? I mean, it is cracked, don't get me wrong, but not like that one. This one, a lot better shape, body-wise and interior-wise. But this is broke, you know, the glove box, but hey, guess what? The other one's got one, so we'll just snaggle that one out, throw it in this one. So we're good. Alright, let's get the vacuuming out this turd wagon. pain because for some reason I wanted to kick over, but I got it. We're good. So we'll get this thing shoved out, get this motor down, and we'll pressure wash the inside of this thing, get the bumper pulled off and some other stuff, and then get the other motor thrown in, and we'll be good to go. Yeah, yeah. All right, so I got this thing pushed outside, and I started cleaning out the back of the bed. What up, kitty? And so there's a seat in there. I think it's for like one of the square body Suburbans. Then this seat, which I have the front seat, and I have no idea what that's for. And then there's a like a lift gate, tailgate for a GMC Jimmy. And then some cowls for the S-10, lower valance for a square body. I think this is a lower valance for a Camaro, maybe. But the inside of this thing is pretty cherry. Tailgates, inside tailgate's really nice. Outside there might be, there's like 2 dents. One down there and one right there. But other than that, yeah, you see it right there. Other than that, thing's nice. So I'll get this other side pulled out, and I'll load this stuff up in the Ranger and get rid of it. But yeah, I don't know if I should take this camper shell off or leave it on the S-10. Maybe put the camper shell on the Ranger, if it'll fit. I'm not sure yet. So we'll see when we get to that point. Heater, I gotta adjust that pocket over here with this balance. I mean, I have a new one, I have a blue one in there, but I kind of wanted to keep the red one because it looks cute. But you know, this is where that fender's damaged, so this is a little bit bent. I could take it off and try to fix it, or I'll just kind of bend it up. We'll get this bumper back off and readjust everything. This truck got hit something right here. Might have pushed the frame bracket in a little bit because they're welded on, not bolted, which doesn't make, I mean, it's whatever Chevy decided to do. But yeah, we'll fix that somewhat, and then we'll fix this a little bit more. Other than that, it's gonna look pretty good. And we'll get the grill and the headlight buckets in, and then we'll get this engine in here. much better. Newer bumper, newer grille and headlight bezels and headlights. All right, so the transmission is on the jack stands. I gotta lower this thing down, and then we'll put the cross member in the back and then the two braces up on the front underneath the transmission right here, and they'll sit up on the cross member, and then we can bolt the transmission up, and then once we get the engine down in there, we just lift it, and that's it, and then I'll be able to slide it all together. So let's lower this thing down and get her in the truck. Might be a little bit too far forward. So yeah, it might be a little bit too far forward, so we'll probably have to jack it, get the jack in there, jack it up, and we'll roll this thing back. And then get that brace in there. And the same with the front ones. Alright, you guys are gonna tell me where it goes, where it's at, because I can't see. We're actually a lot closer than I thought we were. So we might be good. close. I just got to throw the belt on, and then we'll get the shroud on the fan or on the radiator, put some water in it. I got to hook up the fuel lines, get the exhaust done, tighten up the motor mount bolts, and get the drive shaft in and the exhaust on, and that's it. We're ready to fire this thing up. Everything's ready. See, I got the 7.3 hooked up to this bad boy. Headlights were on. I guess that one light doesn't work, but whatever. Sounds like we got low beam, high beam, but everything works on this thing. As I say it does, it doesn't. Horn was working earlier. Oh well. Check engine light comes on. You can hear the fuel pump picking up, and she cranks over. Which actually, it sounds pretty decent. So, and the fan works. The only thing we don't have is a dome light in here. Yeah, oh, there it goes. See, even the horn works. So now I just got to get the clutch to get some fluid in there. We'll probably have to get underneath and bleed it. Let's throw some fuel in this tank and we'll give her a whirl. Got the cap already off. So here's where we're at with the S-10. Got a brand new clutch slave cylinder for this thing because the one that's in the transmission is no good. It's locked up. I got fluid in there and it would not engage the clutch. And then took the bed off because the fuel pump does work, but the rubber line that was on the fuel pump was completely deteriorated. So got that changed out. Just got to get the bed back on, and then this thing should run and drive here in a couple of minutes. We're ready to go. Let's fire this thing up. Ourselves a clutch. I'm dragging the straps that were behind here. Cool. Awesome stuff. Sounds great with the open exhaust. Manual steering. Now the key is, do we have reverse? Oh, we even got reverse. Nice. Nice, I like it. I think what we'll do is get the exhaust put on this thing. That way we're not just running open header. Still hasn't kicked idle down yet, but who knows? There could be a vacuum leak somewhere or something. There we have it. Heck yeah. I think we're gonna end the video here with the S-10. The next video, what we'll do is we'll polish this thing, get some new or get some used tires and throw on it, and then also pull out the seat and replace it with the one from the gray truck, and probably the seat belts. So if you guys did like today's video on seeing us pull the motor out of the gray one and put it in the red one and get this thing running again, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. That way you guys stay notified when we go to get this thing on the road.